his ego will let all of us perish without instead of acquiescing. I like this man. I'm talking to my therapist about it.
New Druski skit about Erica Kirk. Oh, shit.
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible. Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have.
Hassan, put in the same amount of glazing. These animals are showing their brutality as well. I swear at this point, at least get the big bag from IRGC while you're giving them free clout. Oh, wait, they're getting attacked. I knew it. I knew it. Even though I spent a good deal of fucking time during that conversation criticizing the Iranian government and quite literally saying that Morandi is way too sympathetic to the government itself. I knew it. I knew it was coming. Bro, I swear to God, this chatter literally turns off the stream when I'm shitting on the IRGC and only fucking turns it back on at every other point. It's mind-boggling. It's fucking mind-boggling every time. Literally every time. This has been an ongoing thing since like December. No, I know you're a longtime watcher. And you constantly fucking complain about this shit. You want me to sit here. When did you shit on the RGC? Do people not hear me when I'm actually doing this? Like, what is happening? It's at this point, it's straight up being like, well, why would you criticize Hamas? Why don't you criticize Hamas? As they're like fucking withstanding a bombing campaign, okay? But just rewind. If you subscribe to the Piker Broadcasting Service, you've done it for 10 months. Subscribe again, and you can rewind, okay? If you subscribe to the Piker Broadcasting Service, you can rewind and rewatch. Okay? You can go through the segment again. I thought that you were sponsored by the IRGC. Yes, the Piker Broadcasting Service, sponsored by the IRGC, apparently. Jesus Christ. The lack of soundboard makes me feel like your heart ain't in it. True. It's like 20%, 80%. Yeah, you want to know why it's like 20%, 80%? Because they're being fucking bombed. And not only are they being bombed, but they're able to fucking erode American imperialism in a very spectacular manner. Not only have they, when I'm analyzing state versus state actions, it's an entirely different equation as opposed to each individual and their civil liberties. Yeah, see, I just talk about how the RGC literally exploited the natural resources of the whole country, draining century-old rivers, making dams to make missile cities. Yeah, guess what? Those missile cities are the reason why the Iranian country, currently as it stands with 93 million people, is remaining intact. Okay? I don't know why leftists are all on one speed. I think many leftists would probably be way more sympathetic to what you're saying. I'm just not one of those people because I look at the situation between two states warring with one another, okay, or three states in this circumstance, where Western imperialism as a force has been a force of far greater evil than Iran ever could be. It's just the truth, right? Just the global war on terror alone takes the cake. So no, in a situation like that, it's ridiculous for me to sit here and be like, yeah, you know, let me give some reasons as to why it's totally appropriate to fucking bomb Iran. Let me give some justifications, you know? It blows my mind. It's like talking about Hamas's like lack of interest in trash collection capabilities, you know, while the genocide is going on or something. Or whenever people are like, well, Hamas did field executions after Israel withdrew. It's like, yeah, they did. You want to know why they couldn't go through the normal court process? Well, one, because Israel bombed the prisons, freed the ISIS affiliates, and have been using them as a popular mobilization force on the ground. And two, they bombed the fucking courts and killed all the judges. You know? At a certain point, I expect you to you know, let up on this whole, like, why don't you talk about October 7 ass narrative? That's a next day after situation. Wait, are we doing it tonight? Oh, okay. We'll have that conversation. We'll have that conversation when we cross that bridge. You know what I mean? And it's also ridiculous because, like, I did unironically criticize, in spite of my policy not to, like, fucking offer any credibility to the argument that, like, Iran needs to be destabilized, because I know that's a far greater evil for the Iranian population, far worse overall. And I've made my position be very clear. Regardless of my criticisms of the IRGC, regardless of my opinion of the Iranian government, okay, right now, it's very obvious to me and everyone else who is capable of observing reality unfolding right in front of our eyes, an American and Israeli-backed intervention is not going to have a democratic design for the Iranian population. Hamas and IRGC are terrorists. America and Israel are the terrorists in this equation, okay? America and Israel are the terrorists in the equation. If you look at the totality or even the percentages of civilian versus armed combatant casualties, it's not even fucking close. It's not. But many of you think every single kill that is logged in the hands of America or in the hands of Israel is just killing not humans, okay? That's the reason why you can't comprehend it. America bombed a fucking school on its first day. They double striked us. They double tapped the school, chatter. Jesus fucking Christ. Why can't we talk about Iran government brutality without having 15 different disclaimers that foreign intervention is also bad, that we can't say yes? Because I've already explained it to you. And we've had this conversation. We've had this back and forth for the last 26 days. We've had this conversation, maybe less than in the buildup to the last 26 days. But those conversations are had in the Western world specifically to subtly or not so subtly justify American and Israeli intervention. And if you want what's best for your people as it stands currently, you must hope to God that the IRGC continues demonstrating enough military deterrence and that the Iranian government remain intact, because balkanization will destroy Iran. It will destroy Iranian culture. Israel has already started this process. Israel is engaged in chemical warfare against the Iranian population. These are far worse crimes than what the government is even capable of doing. Have you ever considered that I just want to feel like my taxes are going to something good? No, fair. Fair is fair.
Have all organic pup cup.
Organic.
Yes, everything organic.
Level 4, 3, 7. Oh, Hannah, you good? 4, 3, 2. Hold your chest lifted. We're gonna lift.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes, because they are the ones who mattered most.
Yeah, to kill one engineer and professor, the United States and Israel, this happened the other day, yesterday, killed 50 other people, 50 civilians. And this happens all the fucking time. This is just how Israel behaves. This is how Israel operates. It is a far, far greater evil than Iran ever could be, okay? It's just the truth. It's not even a question when we're talking about like Hamas versus Israel or Palestinian resistance versus Israel in general, but like even with Iran, which is a sovereign state that has a good deal of brutality, that has demonstrated a good deal of brutality, ruthlessness, deaths against its own population. It's not even a fucking question.